Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. If you remember, 10 days back, I did an editorial where I said that the Supreme Court should be taking suo moto steps in Manipur. Supreme Court should not just talk about Manipur, Supreme Court should act on Manipur. As of now, we see some actions. As of now, we still see a lot of questions, but some actions that the Supreme Court intends to take on Manipur. Let's discuss that. Let's get right into the show. In cases like Manipur, where the central government seems to be quiet, the Prime Minister himself seems to be quiet, the state government seems to be quiet, no actions taken, no precedent's rule imposed. That is the time when we expect the Supreme Judiciary, the Supreme Judiciary body of India to intervene. Therefore, if you remember, last 10 days back, I had spoken about Supreme Court taking suo moto action on Manipur. Like I said, the court should act on Manipur and not just talk about it. Now, the court seems to have taken some action, though I wouldn't say that it is absolutely bang on and this is what Manipur needed and all that, but at least something is better than nothing is what I would say. While the Supreme Court seems to have a lot of questions, especially on delay of FIRs. For instance, the Supreme Court specially spoke about the incident of 4th May and the Zero FIR of 18th May and wanted to know what the police is doing about it. Very fair. There can't be justification what stood in the way of registering FIRs. Why are other FIRs not registered? Asked the court. Till 21st of June to transfer Zero FIR to the concerned police station. Now, I'll just give you a small synopsis on this Zero FIR. Earlier on, what used to happen is the FIRs were normally filed in the jurisdiction of where the crime took place. So, if the crime takes place in X place and the victim is staying in Y zone, then the victim had to travel from Y to X and give the FIR and go to the police station and give their FIRs there. After certain reforms, the judiciary and the executive, both of them decided that there will be something called a Zero FIR. Zero FIR is where the victim can go to any police station, especially victim of sexual assault, crime against women, etc. They can go to any police station and launch their FIR. Now, it is up to the police department to ensure that that particular FIR travels from the police station where the victim has gone and given the FIR to the police station where the jurisdiction which has the jurisdiction of that particular FIR. So it is the job of the police and not the job of the victim. The police will then inform the victim that is the jurisdiction, the FIR has been registered there, so you can now continue to follow up from that place. This is how it happens. Why did we wait for the video to go viral for arrest to be made? I mean, this is the whole world is asking. Just imagine if that video wouldn't have gone viral. That video wouldn't have gone viral. Possibly, everything still would have been the way it is. So the fact is, even the court asked, why did you wait for a video? Didn't you know that all these things were happening? What I want to impress upon my viewers is, you see, what happens is when there is a riot-like situation in a state, in a city, in a province, when there is a riot-like situation, the police is on 24/7 alert. Technically speaking, and most often than not, our police department, most of them are well-trained police departments. Even when a small incident happens, they are made aware of that. They come to know about it through various sources, through local khabris of theirs, through local informants of theirs, through their own local police stations, through their beat marshals, through their entire system. They come to know about it. An incident like this just is unaware, police is unaware, police doesn't know about this, is practically next to impossible. And I'm sure a lot of police officers will agree to me when I say this. It is practically next to impossible. I can understand in a peace situation where everything is hunky-dory and something happens and it takes time for the police to know. Even there, the police is informed, the police gets information. But when it is absolutely peaceful situation, if there is some delay, I can still understand that. But in a situation like this, where it's a riot-like situation and something of this sort happens, the police not knowing about it is just next to impossible. So the question that did it take a video to act? is a very valid question. Believe me, it is a very, very valid question. Out of 6,000 FIRs, how many crime against women have been registered? That's the question the court wanted to know. Manipur does not have facts on the number of cases. The court says, wait, your facts, you don't have the facts on the number of cases. Again, I go back to what I said before. You see, the fact is that end of the day, when it comes to law enforcement agencies, police force, they normally do have checks and balances of what happens in their jurisdiction. Every police station, every beat has checks and balances of what happens in their police station. There is a process how they get information, and this information travels very rapidly right up to their top boss, and right up to their top boss of the state, that is the Director General of Police of the state. It travels fast. That's the process, that's the system of what police follows. So all this happened and the police is not aware of it, and the police has not taken any action on it. Police have no number, the number of cases that has actually happened, the number of cases that is registered. If the cases are not registered, then the reason is not that the police didn't know. The reason possibly is that the police didn't want to do it. That's the reason. And that could be the reason, is what I'm saying. That could be the reason. And the chances are, it is not because the police didn't want to register it. The chances are, the police was asked not to register it. The chances are there were pressure put on the police not to register those cases. More often than not, this is what happens. So this is what the court didn't say this, but this is what the court, I think, meant when they said this. Now, the court is going to monitor the following probe. This one I like, because the court is going to act. All this were questions and answers. This is where the court is going to act. First, merely entrusting CBI and SIT is not enough, said the court. Must ensure justice goes to the survivor's doorstep. This is what the court said. And therefore, the court will constitute a committee of women judges. This committee is to get assistance from the civil society. So the court is going to put a committee of women judges who will directly relate to the civil society, common people, and try and get justice to the doorstep. I like this term and I like this action. This is what is actually required. Much more is required, but at least this is good for a start. Now, there are some remarks which the court made. The remark that they made is dealing with unprecedented magnitude of violence against women or communal and sectarian clashes. Crimes are happening against women in Bengal also, but here the cases is different. We cannot justify what happened in Manipur by saying that what is happening elsewhere. The court said, stop your whataboutery here. Whenever you ask what is happening in Manipur, what is happening in Rajasthan, what is happening in West Bengal, we are asking you what is happening in Manipur. The citizen needs to know. The court needs to know. The people needs to know. The media needs to know. Whenever you are spoken about Manipur, you say, what happened to Calcutta? So that's what even the court questioned. Said that don't get into whataboutery. You talk about what is happening in your area. How are you dealing with the unprecedented magnitude of violence against women and communal sectarian clashes? That you decide. Don't tell us what is happening in West Bengal. Okay. The court also said, tell me what is your suggestion in Manipur case? Are you saying protect all daughters of India or don't protect them at all? What are you saying? This is what we also asked. Beti Bachao. What happened to Beti Bachao? Is this how you're going to do Beti Bachao? This is what the court asked. So courts also said, don't talk whataboutery. When you talk Manipur, you're taking to West Bengal and Rajasthan. Stop that. Answer what is asked. Manipur mein kya hua? Are you going to protect the daughters or not? This is what the court observed. Now, let me get into 6 questions that the Supreme Court asked before I conclude my editorial. The 6 questions that Supreme Court asked is: 1. Give a breakup of all cases in Manipur. 2. How many zero FIRs? 3. How many FIRs transferred to jurisdiction police station, which is what I explained to you. 4. How many people have been arrested so far? 5th, status of legal aid to the arrested accused. 6th, how many 164 cases have been recorded so far? And the answer has been demanded in 1 day. So the government is supposed to answer by today. Now, this is what the court has asked. So yes, there has been certain action taken by the court. Fantastic. It's not just about talking. Now it is about asking questions and acting. But what I really would like the court to do is act more, get involved more. You have to, because the only authority who can get away, who can push for answers, who can get answers without being confronted by zero response, or without being confronted by whatabouteries, the only body in this country who still can get answers is the judiciary. The judiciary should act on this particular case. The judiciary should act on this particular instance. And that's the only hope that people have today. So with that, I hope this process. I hope this process continues, and till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.